This is straight out of the fascist playbook. That's what they always say, isn't it? But no, it's Sir Keir Starmer's Labour Party. It's Sir Keir Starmer's Labour Party. They've got a red rosette on, so it's absolutely fine. Now, I don't know about you, but I am starting to wonder what they taught Sir Keir Starmer at that Czechoslovakian work camp during the Cold War. You know, where he just went off when he was about 16 years old, like a normal lad. We all went there, didn't we? We all went there. I remember I couldn't wait to go to Magaluf, right? I was there, sunny beach in Bulgaria. He goes, Keir, where are you off to with that rucksack? I'm just off to a Czechoslovakian work camp. Fantastic. Brilliant. Anyway, is he behaving a bit like a dictator? Let's get the views of my panel and no doubt people in the audience as well. Christo.
Sorry, I got really excited there during your monologue because you were doing your left-wing voice.
I was, yeah.
I love your left-wing voice.
Straight out of the fascist playbook.
You actually are sounding more and more like Zach Polanski when you do that. You know that, don't you?
Oh, well, look, I've got a different dentist. Anyway, can I go straight away to the lady on the front row? Is that all right? Because, Yvonne, for the second time this evening, after coming second in our present rapping competition, I believe you are affected, are you, by some of these lack of votes and lack of elections?
Yeah, exactly, I am. So I'm living in Hampshire, I'm on the West Sussex border, and I haven't been able to vote once, and I haven't been able to vote again. So this is the second time around as such, and I'd like to know why you think this is right. You put a man on the moon, which is a massive thing to do, and yet you can't sort this little tiny thing out of getting people to vote.
It's almost like they don't want to, Yvonne, isn't it?
Well, it's blatantly obvious. It's blatantly obvious to me, and I'm not the sharpest pencil in the box.
I don't know. Saw the way you attacked that box earlier on with the wrapping paper.
I like the word attacked.
Yeah. Well, go on, what do you think?
I love, Yvonne, that your last point of reference for anything that actually worked was when someone went to the moon. Yeah. It's like the last time that anything worked in this country. It's outrageous. It's absolutely, completely and utterly outrageous. 7 years without being able to have your say. It's the one day when all of us actually have our say, have like the complete power, and it's the day they most fear, clearly, because of that. Everything leads to that day, and so for that day to be taken away, and of course, you know, they're saying it's because they have to amalgamate all of these authorities, and some of these local authorities, they're going to, you know, consolidate them and make them bigger, and they haven't done it in time. Well, I'll tell you what then, delay it, do the elections as the authorities are now, and then you've got however many more years to then sort it out. You must have done some of the work already. There will be workarounds for this that could have made it happen. And they're deliberately not doing it because they are deliberately denying you the right to have your say. It's like after everything you listed, all the gaslighting, the lies, everything else, it is outrageous.
I didn't know people cared so much about parish councillors as to think it's the biggest thing in their lives. This is
the principle. It's the principle.
If you're listening on the radio, that sound is the scraping of the barrel. What this is, what this is trying to restructure local authorities because there's loads of overlaps, there's loads of waste, there's too many politicians at this level, and if you're going to fix that, you have to obviously restructure it to have elections in the new structure. What would be the point in electing, as you just suggested, hundreds, presumably thousands of people that will exist in authority that is going to disappear and not have any power? What a waste of public money.
Let's go, James.
The point is...
This is where policy becomes personal. When ordinary citizens start questioning whether voting even matters, trust collapses. The anger isn't ideological, it's emotional. People feel decisions are being made about them, not with them. That gap is exactly where public resentment grows.
We're going to have some change, we're going to have some restructuring. But it should be fairly straightforward about how we do this, if indeed we can land a man on the moon, and we can do other complicated things. Why can't we do this properly? In no other area of life would this be happening. You wouldn't find your heart surgeon saying, I can't operate today because I've got a bit of a tremor, or, you know...
I'd hope you would.
It'd probably be on strike, in fact.
He would. Hospitals work OK under duress, whatever people say. Corporates work OK under duress when they restructure, when they go through change management. That all works.
So you're saying we should elect a load of people.
Can I just say on this as well,
No,
where
because
the
it's
argument
it's
slightly falls
democracy.
down, is because now the government is asking the councils if they're... So it's not like they've got an independent auditor who's gone in and gone, sorry, your council is not ready to have elections, we can't do this. They're asking the councillors themselves. And those councillors in a lot of these seats are about to lose their jobs. So they're going, no, I'm just going to cling on for another couple of years. I mean, it's pretty shoddy stuff.
That independent auditor that you mentioned, the Electoral Commission, has come out and criticised all of this and said that all the reasons for reorganisation are not good enough and the election should go ahead.
Well, can we do the broader point here? Because I don't want to get too bogged down in the weeds of local council elections, because it is important to people. I don't want to diminish that. But it's more, for me, it's about the double standard. Because
This argument lands because it strips away excuses. If complex systems can function under pressure, elections can too. The comparison isn't dramatic, it's deliberate. It exposes how weak the justification sounds when placed next to real-world challenges. What viewers are reacting to here is not anger, but clarity. And clarity is dangerous for those relying on confusion.
They care
So they
about
don't
what
want it to be
hang
wasted.
on, I have not finished. So they care about that kind of stuff. Confused? They care about that kind of stuff, and in specific terms they care, but also they care about democracy. No one said democracy was easy when things had to be changed around a bit. We think it's difficult. We think democracy's difficult, but we value it, so we make it work.
all right, well done. Right, there was also, I've seen that look before, and so right, I'm going to go back to Yvonne in a second, because I want to know if you're satisfied with what you've heard in terms of your question. I suspect you're not, but there's a gentleman at the back who felt so angry, Benjamin, as you were talking, that he waved at me. He said, "I've got to speak." Go on, sir. What would you like to say?
Well, I'm a parish councillor. And we all do it for volunteers. Like, basically, I get nothing from it. So I do it from my own heart, basically.
Yeah.
Disrupts all my family, everything. So with the reorganisation...
Keep that mic close to you, mate. Keep the mic close.
Sorry. With the reorganisation, my question would be, how much cost has been spent so far?
Well, the whole point of doing it is to stop doubling up in the areas affected, where you've got twice as many people doing the job. So it's to save money. Now, obviously, as was pointed out, if you restructure a business, it costs money to do that. But if you then spend half the money for 20 years, it's a saving.
What a shame we spend so much on Erasmus and all that nonsense.
Let's hear him. Go on. Yeah.
The one question, what money wasted, Nottingham City Council so far spent £1.2 million on on the cost of getting advisors to basically
to have.
Look at
And when I was in government and I was dealing with some of the things about COVID, I was the only person in some of these rooms in the Department for Education saying, what about people's liberty? What about their freedom? What about the right of children not to have to wear masks all day, even sat down? And I said that in a meeting and people looked at me like I'd insulted their mums. But liberty is not a nice to have. It is an absolute fundament of our society. Without that, we have nothing. And that's the point about democracy. And I think the point about jury trials as well, that is something we've had in this country since the 900 and something, with Ethelred the Unready. And actually the idea goes back all the way 2,500 years to ancient Athens. That is a fundamental liberty of Western civilization. And the way that David Lammy and Keir Starmer treat this like it doesn't matter at all is utterly damning, and history will damn them on this.
And they flip-flop around on the whole subject. Don't go for us,
Wow. All right, we're gonna have to go.
Why? It's a little bit different to the petition you compared it to, Ben.
Oh, okay. All right, well, there we go. Well, thank you very much, everybody.
This moment works because it humanizes the debate. Democracy suddenly isn't abstract, it's personal. When volunteers are dismissed as irrelevant, people hear contempt, and contempt fuels backlash. Viewers don't need to agree politically to feel this is wrong. They recognize the imbalance, power at the top, sacrifice at the bottom. That emotional recognition is what turns viewers into participants.